Hey, welcome to episode 7 of the AdTalk by AdClass podcast. I am your host, Dakota Hermes, and I'm here with Caleb Cruz, none other than Caleb Cruz. What's going on, Caleb?
What's up, Dakota? We've got a fun chat today. We're going to be reliving some childhood memories here. It's going to be cool.
Who doesn't love to look into the past, think through all of the somewhat traumatic and somewhat fantastic, nostalgic history of childhood? But today, we're not just looking at any sort of bit of our childhood. We're looking at something very specific, which is what ads do we remember from childhood that stick with us to this day, and we're going to dissect why we remember them.
Yeah. I've got some funny ones, and I might do some singing if you're lucky. No, I don't know. I probably
Oh, wait, no, we're holding you to it. We're definitely going to hear some singing today. No. You heard it here first. You can't skip this podcast. You're going to get Caleb's singing voice at some point today. And just so you know here, we got Matthew on the line as well. You know, Matthew's here. Matthew keeps us accountable here at AdClass. Say hey, Matthew.
By the way, my screen sharing isn't working, so Caleb's going to need to literally do a rendition of every single ad that we had planned. So thanks, Caleb.
Oh, there you go. So you're going to get Caleb acting and singing today. Just a bit of housekeeping here. We are pushing these podcasts live not only on your favorite streaming software, whether it's Apple or Spotify or I don't know, there's a few others out there, but we're also publishing these in video format on YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed to the AdClass channel on YouTube, definitely find it, subscribe to it, and hang out with us. We're building a good community there. We're over 1,000 subs, which is a big deal for us. So we're excited. But yeah, so today, to give a little context, we have not prepared for this. We haven't really scoured the internet too much for most successful ads. We really want to rely a little bit more on just memory, because as you guys know, there's so many little pieces of TV history mostly that stick with us. I don't know about you guys, but I find myself singing jingles from commercials that I saw when I was in 3rd grade, or even driving by certain businesses and something in my mind remembers a commercial that I once saw from that business, right? Whether it's Coca-Cola or, whatever it is, it just stands with us through time. And that obviously is testament to really good marketing. So we want to dissect that today a little bit, kind of in real time. And I want to know from you guys too, when you're watching this, find us, send us an email, send us a comment, review, whatever. We want to know what commercials stand with you guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. What do you think of when you think of timeless, classic ad campaigns? What pops through in your memory? We'd love to hear from you. So, Caleb, anything to add before we hop into it?
Nope. You did amazing.
We're good to go. Matthew, give us the agenda today.
So what we're going to be talking about is just some of our ads that we remember fondly from childhood, thinking 21st century. I don't know about you, but I was 7 at the turn of the millennium, so I don't really remember many ads before that. But I remember plenty of them after that. So
perfect. So the cutoff's 2000.
The cutoff's 2000. When we're all just sitting around watching NTV2 music videos and eating Doritos or
Dragon Ball Z
or Nick at Night.
Fill in the blank. Yeah. Whatever your flavor of entertainment. Yeah. We're gonna think of
Kenan and Kel, dude. I mean, Kenan and Kel was an epic show.
It was.
Or Amanda show.
Amanda Bynes. Oh my god.
We didn't get that in the UK. We got Kenan and Kel, but Britain wasn't ready for Amanda Bynes. And I don't think America was ready for Amanda Bynes either, to be fair.
Is she one of the child stars that got ripped off by her parents too? I know there was one on Disney, but I thought I saw something recently about Amanda Bynes. Maybe it was on TikTok, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't really see any money from all of that work."
The only thing I remember from Amanda Bynes was the girls' room. They would do these scenes where they were all the girls were just in the girls' bathroom. And that'd be the entire scene, is just them doing whatever the girls do in the girls' bathroom.
It was basically Saturday Night Live, but for 8th graders.
Yeah. they
Yeah.
put her in
It's
a
pretty great.
conservatorship. Yeah.
Oh, you Googled it? Yeah. So is that like a
Yeah,
Britney Spears
it's just
situation?
like parents, saying that their kids have mental health problems, but also are happy taking money from them. So it's like, yuck. But
Yeah, bro. It's
yeah,
sad.
so we're not going to be talking about
Well,
conservatorships.
you know, her parents got the ad money that we're about to talk about. They got the ad money from the ad campaigns that we
so
remember. Rip
Yep.
Amanda Bynes, we love you. If you're watching, big fan of AdClass. All right, let's do it.
Yep.
So first part is we're discussing ads we remember. What's the second
And
part?
then
Matthew?
we'll be thinking about how advertising has changed, from the start of the 21st century to now, and just thinking about how ads are consumed. And obviously we here at AdClass, we live and breathe advertising, so this will be fun for us to think through our experiences of being exposed to ads to us now being the ones showing ads to people. So how has that changed over time? And maybe we can even think about what the next shift, from just TV ads to now social media ads. What's the future of advertising going to look like in terms of how it's consumed?
VR.
Hey, that'd be fun. I mean, if I can actually just see, if I could be driving a sports car or something as an ad. Not that I could afford it, but I'd enjoy that.
Don't even get me started, dude. All right, cool. Let's do it. So I'll kick us off with an ad that when I think about, the number one memorable commercial that I quote to this day all the time. I actually said a quote from this last night. I can bring my wife in to actually testify on this. That it's an Orbit's gum commercial. Okay. And this woman comes barging in and she's just angry. I think it's at her husband and I can't remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And it just opens up with her basically cussing out her husband, except for every curse word is replaced with a hilarious alliteration. So the ones that I remember are pickle you kumquat and you son of a biscuit eating bulldog.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and then cut the French toast. There's a few like that, right? And we'll have to watch it to cue it up so you guys can see it. I don't know if you can find it, Matthew, but yeah. And then the tagline at the end. Let's not watch it first because I haven't seen it in a while. But I remember that the tagline is "Dirty mouth, clean it up with Orbits," right?
Yeah.
And it's like a gum commercial. I mean, this is epic.
You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog.
What the French toast?
Did you think I wouldn't find out about your little doo-doo head cootie queen?
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
Pickle you, kumquat!
You're overreacting.
No, Bill, overreacting was when I put your convertible into a wood chipper. Stinky McStink face!
You Hoboken.
Fabulous. New Orbit Raspberry Mint cleans another dirty mouth. For a good clean feeling, no matter what.
That's amazing.
Come on.
That's amazing.
I remember I was quoting that in junior high, high school, college. I'm still quoting it to this day. Last night, I literally said, son of a biscuit eating bulldog, because it just rolls off the tongue. I mean, it's amazing.
Who you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor? That's pretty great, dude.
You think I wouldn't find out? What did she say? You think I wouldn't find out about your little cootie queen? Who you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor? I mean, it's epic.
It's great.
So
It's
Orbit's gum, I'm sure I bought a pack or two just based on that alone. That's good marketing.
Why did
what did they do right?
Why
Caleb?
did the person have to be British, by the way? Leave us out of it.
Because it's dude, Matthew, the same reason why you're here on this podcast, because every time somebody speaks with a British accent, Americans trust them. It's that simple.
I'll take it.
We trust you innately just because of the accent.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what does it do right? I mean, to me, it's the comedy. It's the fact that you're laughing the whole time. I mean, that's the thing that sticks for me. Obviously, the transition at the end to dirty mouth, right? It kind of seals the joke, or that's the punchline, I guess. But I mean, it speaks
to the product too, though. It's not random.
It's not
right?
random. No, yeah, it's not random.
Like they could have just had like this whole hilarious fake cuss word thing and not tied it back to a benefit of the product, but the product itself is gum. So it's like clean up a dirty mouth, make your breath fresher, right? Like
Yes.
you don't need to brush your teeth. You can have a piece of gum, right? Like that sort of
Yeah.
thought ties back into the theme of the commercial, which I think is so smart.
Yeah.
Um,
It is really smart. It's like, yeah, they're taking the whole concept of dirty mouth, right, and like applying two meanings, which is great. So,
what about you, Caleb? What when you think about ads from your childhood, what stands out?
there's two that jumped out immediately for me. The one that I guess we can talk about first is the Canine Advantix commercial where there's the little puppy that's singing the jingle.
Wait, this is where we get to hear you sing?
Yeah, this is where I'll sing for you. But before I sing, the reason I remember it so well is because my sister and I used to sing it together. And so like for us and our family, like that song just for whatever reason stuck with us. And we would literally be like at the grocery store and like my sister, she's 2 years younger than me. And so she would just start singing it around the grocery store. And like, it was one of those commercials that just stuck. But yeah, so here we go. All right. I need a drum roll.
I don't know if I know this commercial. Can you potentially do me a favor and just reenact it?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna get on all fours and pant like a dog, but I will sing.
Okay.
Okay, so it's all right. No, we need to make this a production. Like, can I get some like drums going or like I don't know, like I need some
I think
background.
Dakota
Like,
should
yeah.
beatbox over it.
Should I go grab the guitar?
Please, that would be amazing.
You got this.
Okay, all right. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Flea ticks, mosquitoes. They really bother. Thanks for the package. That's why I'm writing. Canine Advantix really stops all the biting.
There
we go.
There's multiple verses though, huh?
There's multiple verses,
Yeah.
and I can literally sing the entire thing, but I'm gonna save you guys from that pain. So,
dude, that's solid. There's actually a lot of commercials now that I think of it that have like pretty elaborate songs that I remember the songs for as well. Like I think that used to be a really common like gimmick in commercials. I feel like I'm trying to think of another one. The other one that I remember is actually for a cash loan company or something. JG Wentworth. Anybody know what I mean?
Yeah, JG Wentworth.
877 cash now. 877 cash now. And then they're like, if you have an annuity and you need cash now, call JG Wentworth. 877 cash now. And I just remember they're like on a bus or something and they're like sticking their heads out. They're like, oh, and then there was another one. It's my money and I need it now.
Yeah.
Called JG Wentworth. 877 cash now.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call JG Wentworth. 877 cash now.
It's like I don't even know what that is. I'm an adult now. I'm a 29-year-old adult and I don't know what they're selling there still, but somebody out there knows.
It's got to be some sort of like cash advance or something like that.
Yeah,
like that's the only thing I can think of.
Like high interest cash advance loans or something.
Yeah.
But dude, that was a great jingle. I feel like there's definitely more more jingles.
There's a million, yeah.
Do we need a jingle?
I can't think of them now, but there's a million.
No, do we
have a jingle? We should have a jingle. We should have one. If you need paid advertising and you want results now.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
No.
Back
That's
to the
not
drawing
gonna
board.
work.
If anyone out there is a jingle maker, hit us up. We're ready for a jingle.
Wait, are we gonna play the dog ad or do you need the
I would
link,
love to. Yeah, let's play it. Let's see how good Caleb's rendition
Hello,
was.
mother. Hello, father. Flea sticks, mosquitoes really bother. Thanks for the package. That's why I'm writing. Canine Advantix quickly stopped all the biting. Swimming, hiking,
tent pitching. They're not biting. I'm not itching.
Can't wait to show you all my new tricks. Thanks again for sending me Canine Advantix.
Only Canine Advantix stops fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes from biting in minutes.
Dude, you were spot on. I think you might have even had the right key.
Yeah, my sister and I sung that way too much. She could still sing the whole thing too, I guarantee you. All right.
That's a good one.
Dakota, what's another one? What's another commercial?
From I got a local one from Peoria, Illinois, a Peoria, Illinois law firm that still stands in my mind. I gotta think about the name of it though. JG Wentworth is stuck in my head now, but it's something very similar to that. So hold on. All I remember is this: it's an ad basically for a law firm, and the actual like halls of the law firm, like it's this big ornate building, like Better Call Saul style, except for like it's a big like brick building with like pillars and like like red velvet like upholstery and stuff like that. That's all I can really remember. And then the tagline is "One name says it all." But I don't know the name of I don't remember what the name is. One name says it all.
I don't know if it was
Peoria.
a great commercial then. If the one
No,
name
I'm
says
telling
it all
you.
and you can't
I'm
remember
telling
the
you.
one.
Jansen. It's Jay Jansen. It's Jay Jansen.
Jansen.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
So JG Wentworth was stuck in my head. I kept thinking that it's a similar name. Jay Jansen. One name says it all. Okay, and literally, like the entire commercial is just this old dude. He's just an old lawyer that his name is Jay Jansen, I guess, and the commercials were just his law firm. I'm gonna see if I can find it and send it to you, Matthew. You'll have to edit out the searching here, but Jay Jansen, one name says it all.
I found one from 1989.
Yeah, here we go. Bro, they probably ran that for 20 years. So yes, I remember this from my childhood vividly. So, if I would have stayed in Central Illinois, you better believe I'd be calling Jay Jansen because one name says it all, baby.
Representing Illinois injury victims for over 40 years, Jay Jansen.
What did I say about the ornate velvet?
Mr. Jansen, I was curious of what kind of cases you've handled regarding medical malpractice.
All right. Well, we've handled some that you wouldn't even believe that that have occurred. Hospitals giving the wrong blood to the patient, they dying of disseminated intravascular coagulation. We've seen patients dropped and seriously injured. A lot of misdiagnoses. You see that many times in the emergency room. Somebody goes in and they're having chest pains or having arm pains in the emergency room. Doctor said, well, I think that's probably indigestion. Sends them home, and an hour later they die of a heart attack. That type of thing happens. We see that type of thing. We also see the situation, terribly unfortunate, with the babies many times that are born, and
they put this on the TV, dude.
A deprivation of oxygen. They're born through natural childbirth. They probably should have been delivered by cesarean, and there's a deprivation of oxygen in their system, and many times those type of children are born brain damaged, and we've handled a number of those cases through the years. Now, I don't mean to demean the medical profession. They do a wonderful job, but they do make mistakes. Doctors do have malpractice insurance. Hospitals do have insurance, and that's what insurance is for, to compensate those who have suffered a loss as a result of the negligence of either a doctor
the longest answer
or a healthcare provider.
Yeah, I don't know if this was actually the commercial. Now that
when I opened my law office over 40 years ago, insurance claims were settled with an insurance representative that had a local office. Not anymore. You talk with someone in a remote state that does not care about your case at all. Contact the Jansen Law Center and put the strength and power of the Jansen Law Center behind your claim.
Jay Jansen, one name says it all.
That is like a superhero like voice,
I think that's why his business is so good. He's got the voice, man. Jay Jansen.
I mean, isn't that like the same thing as like when they talk about the Hall of Justice?
Like the soundtrack in the background and everything.
Yes. Like Justice League is like now entering the Hall of Justice.
That is, bro. It is exactly like that. And the soundtrack in the back, I remember distinctly that do 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 do, and then like they're actually panning in front of the Jay Jansen Hall of Justice. All I know is that like growing up, I was like, this guy, he's got it going on, man. I don't like, they built so much authority through those commercials that like, when you think of a law firm, you don't really know what like to think of necessarily. You maybe think of courthouse or something like that, but they made it so it's like, no. This is the gold standard for a law firm. If you go anywhere else, you're not getting Jay Jansen, that's for sure.
No,
They're definitely not talking about
that guy
people coming in with indigestion and then dying with heart attacks. You're not getting that from any other law firm ads. That's specificity.
That's right.
Nope.
So that I think maybe I linked something that wasn't an ad, but that beginning piece and that end piece was the ad. The middle piece of him very closely talking to that man about people dying was just that's just Jay Jansen talk. It's just his normal conversation, but it's not an ad.
Oh, Jay Jansen. It's great.
What else you got, Caleb? What else do you got, Caleb? Name another.
One other one that pops out for me is the Verizon commercial with the guy that said, "Can you hear me now? Good. Yeah. That one was great for so many reasons. They ran it all the time. That was the first thing, is I feel like I saw that commercial 5 trillion times. But amazing way to like pitch your product, as like obviously Verizon wants everyone to know that they've got service anywhere, right? So they made this dude walk basically anywhere, like desert, middle of the ocean, some field in the middle of nowhere, and like no matter what, their joke is that he's out, as far away from society as possible, but he's on the phone. He's like, "Can you hear me now?" And it's like the Verizon team going like, "Yep, we can still hear you," and then he says, "Good," and it's like that every time. So anyways, that commercial stuck with me. I remember it vividly.
And think about the time when that came out too, because that was the early 2000s, and I don't know about you, but when you first got a cell phone, like in the early 2000s, the biggest topic was always coverage. Like now, it's like you pretty much have service everywhere you go now, unless you're on, I don't know, some terrible plan, but like usually you have service. Back then it was like, what do you have? Oh, I have Nextel. What do you have? Oh, I have Sprint. Oh, I have T-Mobile. I have Verizon. And it was always like, wait, you have service here? I don't have service here. And that was like always the discussion. And so this commercial hit that on the head. It was like, oh, we're Verizon. We have service literally everywhere, right? That guy's in the middle of the desert. Can you hear me now? The other guy's like, good. Like that's a good commercial.
It's a great commercial. It's a great one.
Matthew, do you have that one queued up? Yeah, here we go.
Can you hear me now? Good. Yeah. Good. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
We ask the same question over and over
Can you hear me now?
so that you don't have to.
Good.
Verizon Wireless has fewer dropped calls than any other wireless network.
Good. Can you hear me now?
It's what makes us the most reliable wireless network in the nation.
Now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
Verizon Wireless.
Can you hear me now?
We never stop working for you.
Good.
What's funny to me is that it's like a montage of like all of the other ones. So they did that commercial for so many years in so many different places that they finally made that one, which was them basically being like, we've done this for years. And they like montaged all of the like different like commercials, but each one of those little clips was like a commercial like back in the day, So
exactly, dude. And the other thing that I think is so interesting about this is that the actor who did that actually went on to get paid more to basically get stolen by Sprint. I don't know if you remember that, but there was like a year or two where this guy switched over. I'm pretty sure it was Sprint. I can't remember exactly, but I remember him being like the Verizon guy, and then all of a sudden he was like on another network asking that question or some roundabout version of that question. Because I don't know if they trademarked it or whatever, but he was just an actor, and he probably got paid a bunch more to like jump ship and go to another company. So
I never heard that story. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's even a story. I just remember that. I just remember him being at a different company all of a sudden, and maybe they had a commercial explaining it. I don't know, but that's a good one, Caleb. I hadn't thought about that commercial in a real long time, but that's solid for sure. I have Verizon now. Maybe it's because of that commercial.
I've got one for you guys from my childhood, around 2010, and this really, like, when I think back about it, was kind of like the start of me understanding the power of advertising in many ways. Not because it's just a good ad, but you'll understand more after you've watched it as to what I mean. It's one of those ads about advertising, so it's got a little bit of meta juice to it.
Okay.
So not meta in terms of Facebook, but yeah,
it's
check
meta.
it out.
It's adception.
Oh my gosh.
I love that, Matthew. That's a great commercial.
That is a great commercial.
I remember watching
It's a
that.
great
Like,
commercial.
it was probably on during after school cartoon or something, and I was just like more enamored by that than the actual thing I'd sat down to watch. I was just like, dang, that was really
Right.
cool, and just like,
What is ThinkBox? It's an ad for
so
ThinkBox. What is
ThinkBox
that?
is kind of like a advertising firm in the UK, basically. You know how you like drive along,
Okay, yeah,
and see billboards saying "advertise here." It's like the TV version of that.
yeah.
But
Gotcha. I really like that, and that actually kind of speaks to like you said, advertising as a whole. It is a little bit of like Inception. It's like if you have if you have a product description or something that your business does, but you don't use advertising to talk about it, then people will never understand that that's a thing, and they'll never engage with your business, right? Like, because face value is only face value. It's like if you're not necessarily the most attractive firm out there or the most
Yeah.
biggest Jay Jansen law firm, right? As an example, if you're Jay Jansen and you can't rely on that, then you have to describe your benefits in another way. And so I like that commercial because they're basically saying like, yo, yeah, he might be the scroungy dog, but look at what he can do.
Yeah. It's
Pretty
pretty
awesome.
great, dude. I love that commercial, honestly, and it's like inspiring me to want to do something cool like that for AdClass. Like, obviously, there's a lot of like synergy and like, I don't know, that'd be cool.
It'd be a really fun ad
Okay,
idea.
Yeah.
Let's get Yuna, your dog, to do that one, Caleb.
if you guys could just come up with a
Oh, man.
combination of the Canine Advantix and then that ad, and it's just Caleb and his dog doing like
There
a
you go.
double ad.
There you go. That's actually a really funny note to point out, Matthew, is like we like of the ads that we talked about, 2 of them were dog related.
I mean,
it's pretty interesting.
I was thinking of another ad while you were talking about the Canine Advantix too, which is cat related, but one of the ones that I remember a ton, which is I like chicken, I like liver, meow mix, please deliver.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's like the same thing, dude. It's like the same sort of.
I didn't have a cat or anything, but I was like, dude, that jingle.
Animals and
remember that
jingles,
forever.
they just
Wow.
earworms.
We like animals. I think that's what we've established today on this episode. We like animals. We like the Geico gecko.
Mm-hmm. That's
We
another
like-
really good one, actually.
We like the Aflac duck.
The Carfax fox.
All these animals. Oh boy, have you guys got any other ones
That's
that you
too
like?
funny. I've exhausted the archives in my mind, but this has been a really fun example because I think all of the ads that we remember had a few things in common. Just to recap, right? They were hilarious. That's number one, and they spoke to us at a time in our life where that humor was like novel and funny. So that's like something that usually worked pretty well, and that's still to this day. Our first episode of the AdTalk podcast was Super Bowl commercials, and most of the ones that made the finals, like our best commercials ever, were really funny. And I think that's still a really good way to engage with people. Number 2, animals. We liked animals. We like animals in ads. And number 3, jingles, which I would say that is the biggest one that has changed a lot recently, right? Like jingles
Yeah,
used to be
there's not a
huge.
lot of jingles.
I'm actually thinking of another one that just popped into my mind. Dude with a guitar. What was that song? He like made up a song for freecreditreport.com. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Freecreditreport.com. I don't remember how the song
And he would
goes,
just
but
like play like out in the park in like random places. Yeah.
he was like just playing a guitar and singing a song about Free Credit Report. That type of commercial doesn't happen as much now, right? I think that
No.
novelty of jingles and stuff has worn off quite a bit.
Yep.
Except for we are farmers. Bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. And maybe
There's still plenty of
select
jingles
few
out there.
others. Yeah.
Yeah,
But anyways,
they're still out there. Yeah.
that's the biggest change I think that we've seen though from like then to now. It's like almost everybody had a jingle back in like the early 2000s. It was like the thing to do.
Yeah. So if you are gonna make an ad, you have no clue where to start. Throw an animal in there and throw a jingle in there.
Can't go wrong, dude. Can't
go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Now, also one
funny.
thing to note though, right? One thing to note here is that these are all pretty much commercials and like awareness ads. There's not really a call to action in any of these ads. And I have to say that because as digital marketers, we preach that any ad campaign that anybody ever runs should have a very clear call to action, especially if you're running it on like, social media where people can click on it and engage with your business. These are like much more fun awareness based ads, which have a time and a place. And obviously work because we remember them.
Yeah, it was when people had a little bit longer of attention spans and they kind of were forced to watch the TV commercials because their show wouldn't come on until they were done, right? So it was just a little bit of a different time. But yeah, they're still great.
So that was, 20 to 10 years ago. Obviously now we're in the digital ad space. What do you guys see, like the kids that are growing up now and, the next generation? What do you see ads looking like for them on a daily consumption basis?
Well, it depends on if they have access to social media and like what age group we're talking about. I mean, it's all short form is basically where my brain goes. Is like it's all people doing shorter ads, like filmed iPhone selfie style that look organic to the platform that they're on. So I think a lot of the like kids are going to see things like, like a makeup commercial is not going to be what it used to be, where it's like, there's a waterfall and milk and honey are flowing across the screen. Like that's not going to be the makeup commercial. The makeup commercial is going to be the 20-year-old girl in front of her mirror getting ready to like go out for a nice dinner, and she's like, putting instructions on like how she puts on her lipstick or whatever, right? Like that's going to be like how everybody sees ads, in my opinion, at least the kids of our generation. So
it's already begun, right? Like what you just said, Caleb, is so true that basically TV commercials are effective at very specific things now, and they used to be the catch-all. Now social media is the catch-all and TV commercials are like an afterthought, and that's going to continue to change. What I think the biggest change has been recently is basically anybody can make short form content for a brand very quickly. So it becomes more about how do you build trust quickly, show testimonials, show product use, and have a clear call to action. And so those 4 things can happen in 30 seconds. Whereas it used to be like, hey, we're Revlon. We're beautiful. Are you beautiful? We're beautiful. And that's it. What do you do with that? I don't know. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's literally
it's just
it.
brand recognition. Yeah.
Just brand recognition. Now in that 30-second snippet, it can be, hey, we're Revlon, we're beautiful. Here's Monica. She's putting on her makeup. This is how she does it. If you want a free trial to get makeup, click this button below and put in your address. Done. Subscription paid for. It's shipping to your house. You get it tomorrow. And then they incentivize you to do a video for yourself and post it to their page so that you get, another month free, whatever.
Right.
That sort of like thing is already normal. So the question is like, what's next, right? Like, because people are going to continue changing this and modifying this. I think for me, what obviously AI plays into this a lot, right? Like for me, I think we're going to start seeing ads that don't feel human and it's going to be a fad for a while. And we're going to see like maybe a year or two of like ads that are just like out there in terms of like they don't feel what we're used to seeing. And I think they'll work for a little bit. It'll be like B-roll video, fake voices. It'll be like, like their product floating in space, or, whatever. It's just going to look different for a while. And then I think we're probably, in my opinion, everything comes back around. We're probably going to have a big push toward like user generated content again after that, because the only way to really build trust when AI is everywhere is by getting real people to say real things about real products.
Right? I agree with this.
And then we're going to be like, oh, wait, that person actually bought it. She's a real person. She used the makeup and it worked for her. I'll try that one, right? Because I can trust her as a human.
Yep.
That's what I think is next.
Totally agree. I think that there's also like, we joked about it at the beginning of this, but there's also still the whole realm of like VR and like the metaverse and all that. That's, it's happening now. But I think as the younger generation starts to grow up a little bit and like VR becomes more commonplace, because I still think right now VR is like, there's a good chunk of adults that use it, but I would say it's still more viewed as like, oh, that's like a thing that like, kids are getting into. Once that phase is done and VR is more like commonplace, there's going to be a huge ad market on there. You know what I mean? If like for people that are spending hours of their day like locked into this thing, you better believe that there's going to be advertising and commercials and all the fun stuff there. And it'll be crazy, because imagine what'll be possible in virtual reality when you can like try on a shirt virtually, or put yourself into the sports car of your dreams virtually, right? And like those things are going to start to really like, I think that's where like our heads will get like messed up, because we're going to be like, this is wild,
It's wild to even think about like there's another side of it too, where it's like the metaverse. Like imagine like a city in the metaverse, right? Like some people haven't let their brains go here yet, but this is very much what is going to be at some point. Picture just a fake city, right? You actually own land in this fake city. You have a house somewhere in this fake city, right? You can teleport to, your friend's house in this fake city. Let's just imagine that VR is so good, the video is so good, the sound is so good that you want to go to a concert, right? Let's say your favorite musician is doing a real VR concert. Like they're on stage somewhere. There's 1,000 cameras capturing everything. They're doing a concert in real life, but you can attend this concert through VR. Now, all of a sudden, you're attending the concert. It's amazing. You're having a great time. Let's just say you look up into the sky, in the fake sky, and there's a plane flying overhead in the sky. And that plane has an ad board behind it. And that ad that you see on that plane is personalized to you. And you're the only person in that crowd that is seeing that specific ad on that plane.
Yeah.
How weird and real is that going to feel in the moment, right? Like it's personalized to you. It's a product that somehow fits the vibe of where you're at and the aesthetic. Maybe it's like an energy drink or something, whatever it is. It's like it's something that speaks to you at that moment in that place. It's just it's unlocking all of these weird potential things that we can't even fathom right now. And it's like the very tip of the iceberg, but like that's where it's headed. That's the next thing. And it sounds scary to us because we're like approaching middle age and we're like almost at this spot in life where we're like, can we just not, go down this path? But kids today are like what we were when we were kids, which is like, wait, the internet? Yeah, we want that. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we have to keep an open mind on like what's happening next in order to be at the cutting edge of it. But I don't know. I just like thinking it. I just like thinking about how far it could go. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's wild. It's wild. That was a great way to, I think, end the conversation, is just like the visual on like what's possible here. So crazy, dude. So crazy to think about.
But we'll miss our jingles. So, all right. If you're enjoying the content and enjoying the podcast, please, guys, subscribe, give us a rating. We do these every 2 weeks. We're going to be constantly coming out with new topics. If you have something that you want us to talk about on the podcast, throw it in the comments below. We'd love to discuss it. Anything ad related is on the table. If you are not a part of our free Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/free AdClass, please join it. And if you're a marketer or just want to become a marketer, that's where you can ask us anything. We will get back to you and help you out. Without further ado, this has been episode 7, and from the team at AdTalk by AdClass. Peace out.
Thanks for listening, guys.